Hey guys, so I am recording in an office and I had a bunch of coffee this morning, which I normally don't drink, but I'm having this revelation in my life. So I am 27 and a half, which is crazy because that's almost 28, and 28 is almost 30. And 30 is like a big milestone and a big number. And when I don't know, I feel like when you're 30, you're just more established, you got your shit together, you just like know what you're doing. And by 40, I hope that I am like settled, like I have kids and a husband and I'm not going to be like traveling every week and like trying to like explore and like live my life. Like I definitely don't want to be like a 40-year-old lady like going to Vegas every week. So, kind of at this realization that the writing is on the wall and there's just a lot of things that I wanted to do with my life. Not in terms of my job, because I will always continue running Banish and doing that because I don't know what else I would love as much. And I feel like there's huge possibilities for it to grow and be something, but just in terms of where I want to be literally in terms of physical location. So I've been in San Francisco for a little bit and I'm loving it, although it's so freaking cold and I'm like running a little bit of a fever because I always get sick when I'm here. Because you know what? I like brought a few BB dresses and I have no idea what I was thinking because nobody wears freaking BB dresses here. But I love how everyone is so smart and they're all working on something. And even if, their startup isn't going to like succeed, they all have that intention and that idea of wanting to do something really cool and great. And I love being around that energy. I feel like I've been in LA for 5 years and I'm bored. I'm bored of LA. I feel like I have a handful, probably no more than 5 people I really truly love, not including my family, but like girlfriends, some friends who I consider very close and dear to me. But other than that, I feel like a lot of people are just noise. A lot of people are people who say they're going to do shit but never do it. And I just don't want to be around that energy because it's like people who are always going to say they're going to do something and then they kind of procrastinate, they never do it. It's like not healthy for me to be around. I want to be around people who are actually, putting things on the line and actually getting it done. And even if you fail, that's okay as long as you like moved action towards somewhere. So it's not necessarily LA, but I just feel like there's a higher concentration of it in San Francisco. And I find that, like I just feel like LA is just like so much like plastic surgery, which, I mean, whatever, like you get plastic surgery, that's like your thing. I don't really care, but it's just like very fake and superficial. So I really want to live in another city for a little bit of time. I've never lived in New York. Every time I visit New York, I'm like, I hate New York, but everyone is now telling me that like my personality is so suited for New York. I am super driven and hustle and bustle, and I'm like the opposite of what flaky means. Flaky is like the opposite of what I am. I'm kind of like, let's do it, let's get it done, let's be efficient. And I love the fact that, like, now living in San Francisco, I either walk or Uber everywhere. I don't have to worry about parking. I don't have to worry about driving. I absolutely hate driving. I'm so tired of driving in LA. I'm so tired of driving in LA that I actually get a hotel room if I need to be on the west side or in the east side or whatever, instead of driving there in traffic. And I just feel like I never had that Sex in the City experience. Not saying that Sex in the City is real, but I've always wanted to live in New York, and that's like where a lot of fashion and beauty stuff is, and just be able to go to brunch and get there, across the block from me, or hang out with the girls, or go out, or go to galas and parties, and just be like a single young woman in New York. Like I kind of want to have that experience, because I'm not going to be able to do it in 5 years. I just feel like when I'm 33, 34, 35, I hope I'm not in a place where I'm trying to like explore things. I hope I kind of know more of what I want. And if I don't do it now at 27 and a half, 28, then I'm never going to be able to do it, you know? So it's kind of like, it's just a really like, oh my God, the writing is on the wall. This is what I have to do if I really want this to be done in my life. So I'm thinking of spending, a few months in New York, a few months in San Francisco, and then coming back to LA maybe once or twice a month, because my business and my family is here. But I mean, I honestly could operate the business from anywhere. And it's good for me to be removed from the business because then I can focus on other things. And yeah, that's kind of my reality. I really want to live a life that's location independent. Maybe until I have children, like I want to spend some time in New York, maybe during the summer, and then in LA when it's too cold in New York, and then sometime in San Francisco when I get bored of the vapidness of LA. I think the great break from LA is like it's very like vapid. A lot of the people I hang out with, they just work 9 to 5 and they don't have anything they're super passionate about. And I love being around that energy where people are super passionate. Like in San Francisco, they're very passionate about their startup and they're very passionate about whatever it is that they're working on. And they're very, I don't think they're as judgmental, maybe. I just feel like people in LA just like work 9 to 5 and that's it. And then they just like get wasted and drunk. And then they're usually like married and, they just like are more settled. So I just felt like I never related to those people because it's like, I want to travel. I want to do things. I want to work. I want to learn about, new software for my product, like all that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of where I am. And this was a huge like leap of faith for me to even, come out here and just try being here and spend, I kind of spent quite a bit of, not a lot of money, but just kind of seeing, San Francisco is not a cheap place to live and LA is not a cheap place to live, but, I feel like it's the right thing for me to do, and I hear this voice, like maybe New York is a place that I will feel like I belong. I felt like for so long, for 5 years living in LA, I felt so lonely. I've been feeling very lonely in LA. I don't know, I feel very lonely in LA. I don't really quite fit with this like Asian group in LA, which, they grew up in Arcadia, went to school in Arcadia, are basically literally from mainland China, and they speak Chinese and they're very Chinese. I'm not like that because I grew up in the Midwest. But I'm not like the whole LA socialite YouTube girl group either. Like I don't really like hanging out with other influencers that much. I just kind of like doing my own thing, and I feel like San Francisco and New York might be a little bit more supportive of that. And yeah, now I have the money to do that. When I was, 5 years ago, I was, I didn't have any money. I was living off like $20, $30 a day. So that was obviously something that I could not afford, but now I can do it. Now I can travel. Now I can, live in a nice, I can Airbnb a place out for a few months in Manhattan. I could try it out and see how it goes. But I hope I actually follow through with what I'm going to say I do, because if I don't try living in New York now, then I will probably never be able to get the chance to do it. So it's all about taking the opportunity as it comes to you and never thinking that you're going to have another time to do it, because a lot of times the opportunity is not going to come.